everybody out there. I am back. That's right. We are back. And it's Jessica Koch, your host of What? Of Profound Professionals. That's what we are, the interview podcast that has been coming to you for almost 10 years. We have featured 1,000 industry experts plus from all over the world. They help improve your personal life and they can help you grow your business. Well, I'm not messing around today, okay? I didn't just bring any old guy. I didn't bring just any old Rob. I brought the expert Rob Lange to you because I only bring the top to you. And he helps entrepreneurs and business owners create the business behind their talent, skills, and abilities. So if you have something you're just so good at, hey, there might be a business in that. And you know who you should talk to about it? I know, the expert, that Rob guy, that expert Rob Lange. He's who you want to build that with. So maybe you've already started the business and it's just not going the way you think. And your skills, maybe you haven't really nailed down the part that you love the most or the structure or the formula. I'm thinking this Rob guy, this expert Rob Lange, just might know the solution. So tell us how you became not just one expert, but the double expert. And when will you be the triple expert? That's my real question.
Oh, I'm going for that one still. My background is in entertainment. I started as an entertainer when I was 12 years old, and we were in a family group at the time, a family act. And, I just learned like the business side of things fascinated me. And one of the things I learned early on, and I don't think most of them would mind me saying this, is most entertainers are absolutely terrible business people, And the reason for this is they're creative types, so they want to focus on their craft.
Yeah.
They don't want to be bogged down with all of this business stuff, marketing and everything else, record keeping. So they would rather pay somebody to do that, or a lot of times somebody close to them, a spouse or somebody, may help them out. But what I did is I started working with entertainers to help them create the business behind what they did, because as I've learned so many times, success is created in the business behind what we do. You can be a great chef. You can be a great designer, but if nobody knows about it, then really how great can you be, So when you create the business behind it, it really opens up the world and world of possibility. So anyway, I started doing this, and for the first 35 years, 100% of my business came from referrals. I'd work with somebody, they'd refer somebody else, and then eventually it got outside of entertainment. And I created, a lot of people wanted to be top dogs. They wanted to rise to the top of their niche market or industry. So I developed a system using all of these different parts of business to help people become, we all start as generalists, and then we might make the move up to specialist, then to authority, and then to expert. Nobody starts at expert. You got to go through the process, except today we have these self-proclaimed experts and coaches that have no qualification at all. That's not what I'm talking about. I have an 11-pillar system that I feel it takes to be a true expert. And these are the same things I worked with when Suze Orman and Robert Kiyosaki and Orville Redenbacher and all these, Michael Jordan, when I worked with these people. And it's the same thing that I use with them that I used on the local dry cleaner in town that just wants to be prominent in his little local market. So I started doing that, and of the 11 pillars, the one that's resonated with most people, because they get great results, is using the press and media. I think you need to speak about yourself well. I think you should be a published author of some sort, whether it's a book, a course, or some kind of proprietary content. And I think you should, if you're a true expert, you should utilize the press and media. So I had a lot of people. I started, I started doing celebrity appearances. I would book celebrities and we would do appearances. And I was working with the soap opera, and they wouldn't help promote our appearances. So I said, okay, well, I'll take it on myself. So I used press and media just like I used to back in our family group days. And I started doing that, and then I was in TV and radio for 20 years. So I learned how all of this worked from the insides, and I thought, this isn't just a one and done PR thing. This can be an actual part of your business operational system that you do consistently. And that's why you get people like, Suze Orman that built her platform using press and media. And it's led to so many other things, her own show, her own events, her PBS special and courses and so much more. So that's kind of what I do. And in the process of this, somebody said, "Oh my gosh, you're just the expert at making experts." And that's where the expert thing came from. And
well,
at first
I was thinking, hang on. I was thinking, well, if you've got 11 pillars and you've got the name dropping that you're dropping over here past clients, I'm figuring that qualifies you as not just the expert, but the expert. So yeah, I'm buying it. I'm buying it.
Well, they gave me that title, and at first I thought that was kind of goofy, expert, but it stuck. I've been using it, and people call me now, and they say, before the internet, people used to call me off of these referrals. Yes, I like to speak. Is this the expert? Sure, it is.
It's like a bad skit off of Saturday Night Live, right? Expert. I'm the expert. That's what you're speaking. Yes, I am the expert. Are you the expert? No, I'm the generalist. I'm still a generalist section. I need to advance to the expert. I must need to work with Rob.
When you see it printed, you get that it's the expert. But when you say it real fast, I used to get occasionally 1 or 2 times somebody called me and thought I was the expert sexpert.
Oh no!
And it's like, no.
Don't get us in any trouble.
No.
We're not censoring this. No, he's the expert. All on the up and up.
Don't
on the up and up.
Don't put that pressure on me.
This is in media. All right. So if someone decides, maybe they're not the famous names you dropped, but they are the average speaker, author, coach, online course developer, and you would really like to get these services, what are the ways that you're going to work with them, and how can they find you? So is it group coaching, one-on-one, online courses, and where's a great place for them to find you so they can check you out and sign up?
All of the above. I have a course. I had a book out, but I pulled the book off the market when the internet came on and online media was added. So now it's a course, and you can get it as a course, or it can come with coaching, 90 days of coaching. And then I do one-on-one and group coaching. And all of that's available at theexpertexpert.com. And that's where you can learn more about me and what I do. And one of the things I like to show people is they don't necessarily think of how press and media can work for them. And I show them how we can adapt it to any business. And that gets their creative juices flowing. So
I love that. So check out theexpertexpert.com, right?
Yes.
All right. Now, how about a tip? Something that we can do today that will make a difference.
Okay. My first tip, especially with press and media, is to learn how the media works so you can utilize it as a business tool for your business message, cause, or charity, or whatever, nonprofit. And the big clue is you can't just call up the media and say, "Hey, I'm this great podcaster, and I've got this podcast, and you need to feature me in an article." You've got to make it newsworthy. That's the main thing. You can't just go on, you come guns a-blazing, I mean, when I tell people, make it newsworthy, make it something that think from their perspective. What is it that they look for and need, and what is their audience? Media has some of the largest, loyalist, most loyal audiences you can imagine. You want to tap into them. That's where the benefits start for you and your business. So make it newsworthy, be concise in your message. This isn't a thing where you go on and maybe make 3, maybe 5 bullet points of things that you want to get through or across in your message, and know how to present that, and then make it newsworthy.
Make it newsworthy. Getting an understanding of what they're looking for and what's newsworthy to them versus you. That's a great tip. Yeah. All right. How about a nonprofit cause that's close to your heart?
I've got a stake with St. Jude's. I've been working with them for years and years and years, and I can't say enough good about them. It's just they keep blowing my mind with that. So St. Jude's Hospital for Children.
Pretty popular one, and pretty super awesome. So I hope that you type in the comments the cause that you care about, and that you share the button, hit the share button, not for me, not for the expert, but to give some awareness, and let's promote St. Jude and the causes that you guys are all typing in the chat. You just might inspire someone to give time, treasure, or talent, or you just might hit someone who needs that service and didn't know it was out there. So thank you for loving and liking us and being our audience and hitting that share button. All right, how about a book that inspired your personal life or helped you grow your business?
This is a book that resonated with me, and then I've also recommended it to many that I work with. But it's called Book Yourself Solid, and it's by Michael Port. And it's not just about getting bookings in business, but it's about the mindset that needs to accompany it. And I think, although it's a business book, and the same for what I do with press and media and the experts, so much of this translates over into our life. Making it the best quality life that you can, having control of it, and making the decisions based on the foundation you've created for yourself.
Yeah, I think that's great. I love that. Thank you for sharing that book. You have any books in print right now, or just your course, or anything that's cooking? What's up with the expert Rob Lange and the world of books?
Oh, well, I took my press and media for entrepreneurs and small businesses off the market to turn it into the course. I've got a couple other ones I'm working on, more entrepreneur-based books. I have had to go back and change the name because a certain magazine doesn't like me using the word entrepreneur. So
we won't mention that. No, we won't point any names.
So, so that'll be coming out, and it's 50 things that I feel every business should have, whether you're a business, a charity, any venture, because people get confused and overwhelmed. And unfortunately, that happens mostly in the beginning, where you need to flush things out and be clear on your message, so you don't go down any wrong paths or anything. So it's that's what the book has done. I just have to rename it and kind of reposition it. And I will probably, as you can imagine, use the media to do that. So.
Hey, I love that. And I feel like that's a book, how to use the media to position and promote your book.
Yes. And then I've got about a dozen books on the entertainment area too, as well, as far as, for starting entertainers and intermediate entertainers. So, yeah.
All right. So of your big name dropping that you feel comfortable sharing, is there any, you don't have to name the big name if you don't want to, but are there any fun stories or experiences that you had before we start to wrap up this rodeo?
Well, it's funny you say this, and you have a great personality. Talking to you is, I'm been looking forward to this. And you remind me of Oprah. I've been on the Oprah show.
Okay, I cannot even, I'm very good accepting compliments. I'm not sure I can accept that one. She is such an inspiration to me. I'm a big fan of all the things she has done and how she's tried to make a difference in the world and how she is making a difference in the world. So I can't even, my eyes are tearing.
I'm dead serious. I've worked with Oprah when she was first becoming Oprah that we know. And then I worked with her again more recently where she's been mogul, big, everybody knows Oprah. And there's personality, attitude, even a little sass in there. I mean, Suze Orman had sass too, and I just think that you remind me of her. You're well-spoken, you're fun, you know yourself, and I think you're the real deal. And I think you remind me of her. I thought that when we were talking before we even started. I
dreamt about her. Do you know? I dreamt that I had a dream about Oprah. I'm going to share this really quickly. I recently, a few months ago, I was in the audience with her on The Price is Right. And she was not Oprah yet. She wasn't the Oprah. This is back in time. And so she was, young, maybe 17, 18, 19, something like that, before her 20s, and dressed really cute and fun. And she she got called down to come on down, and she
Oh,
stood up and she said something, and I said to her, I said, you are an inspiration in the future to so many people.
oh,
Everything you do, how you present, and everything you speak to people are going to be heard in such profound ways that you want to make that special. And then I said, in March of 2026, you want to book me on your show. Jessica Koch, don't forget, because I'm going to have a book series I want you to talk about. Don't forget me. Write down this phone number and call me back. And
that's great.
she thought I was crazy, but she said, sure.
See, she's the same kind of go-getter. She would have done the same thing, What my
Opportunity to talk to Oprah on The Price is Right. Come on down as Oprah.
my first Oprah story was I was doing personal appearances and representing as an agent a lot of daytime soap opera actors and actresses. And I was doing a lot of appearances with All My Children stars. This was years ago when All My Children and General Hospital were huge. And I actually got a call from Oprah saying, I'm a big All My Children fan. I would like to do a show with some of the celebrities you work with that you're doing in malls and everything all around the country. But I've been watching you, and the crowds you've been drawing are so huge. I think it's too big for my audience. So we want to do it from a suburban mall. So first off, let's just review. Oprah calls. She's been following my work. She knows who I am. I mean, that alone is just mind-blowing. And then she asked me to do a show with her. And then years later, I was on in the studio. But oh my gosh, it was great to see her back then when she was starting. This was the early 80s, mid 80s.
Leg warmers and Walkman. Everyone were walking around with them.
Yes, exactly. Such a great person. Such a great person. So so spunky, so fun, so serious about what she does and other people and the whole package, the real deal.
Well, yeah, because she could have, just think about it. It's about legacy building. I keep telling people this is about building a legacy. Something that will continue to inspire others long after you're gone. Books and songs and music and buildings and architecture and land and community parks that are public, and all these things are what we should be building. And she is the example of that, because she could have stopped a very long time ago. I have a client that's a past days of our lives from back in the day. He actually owns a television production studio in Vegas now, but amazing people. So I have had just oodles of fun talking to the expert Rob Lange. And I really believe that the expert Rob Lange and Jessica Koch should do some more collaboration and work together in the near future. And I really did have that dream about Oprah and
that's great.
Right in the audience with her.
We didn't talk about that in advance. That was great.
No, no, that's a true story. And it's just been so fun to have you on the show. Thank you again, Rob. And if you're just an expert or just pretty good at what you do, no, I'm just kidding. If you're passionate and wonderful out there and you're building courses and books and amazing things and legacy, and you'd like to be on our show, just reach out to our team and we'll see about how we can get you featured too. All right. Now, don't worry out there. I am appreciating your hearts. We're feeling all the thumbs ups. We've got that energy. All your comments are just going to be flowing to us. But before we say goodbye, I'm going to have the expert, Rob Lange, that's right, give us a final thought, a piece of information or inspiration as we go. You're not getting off without giving us that inspiration. So what do you got for us as we close the show today?
Well, I guess it would be true to yourself. Know what you want, know how to communicate and drive to reach those goals and attain your own personal success. When you do that personally, that carries over into business, it carries into family, relationships, and everything else. So I guess that's my my thought on that.
I love that. And thank you again for being on our show.
Thanks for having me.
It's been awesome. Hey, Oprah, if you're listening out there, if Rob, the expert Lange, shares this video with you, I adore you. I am a huge fan. I'm so grateful for the legacy you're creating for many generations of my family come, my grandchildren's grandchildren. And hey, I wasn't joking about that. I do have a book series that's coming out in next year, and I would love to talk to you about it. It's about love. So if I'm on your radar, I'm going to be bold and brave and grab hold of the bullhorns of opportunity and give a shout out on my own podcast to the beautiful and amazing Oprah. All right, everybody, that's a wrap. What a show. I'm your host, Jessica Koch, and I will be back again. But when I am, it's going to be another Profound Professionals, I promise. But until then, be kind to yourself out there and be kind to each other. Bye, everybody.